Hey guys, it's Jay and we are in the kitchen again today. Why, you ask? Well, you probably read the title of the video. We are rebooting the Foodie Friday cooking and healthy eating series, and I thought what better way to reboot the series than to go back and reboot the very first recipe that we ever put on the channel, which is black bean chicken chili. Because now I've changed up the original recipe that we had, and I like to use dry beans. Dry beans. Now, dry beans are not as intimidating as they first seem. The one thing that you have to add to this recipe with dry beans is time. They do need to be soaked before they're cooked, and we're gonna use the quick soak method. If you look at the back of your bag, there's usually a long soak method, which takes overnight, and a quick soak method. So we are using this method where we are going to put these beans in a pot with about 6 or 8 cups of water, bring it to a boil, let it boil for about 2 minutes, pull it off the heat, and let it sit and soak for an hour. Let's do it. I have my trusty 4-quart pot that I'll be using for this exercise, and we are going to fill it with, as the instructions say, about 6 or 8 cups of water. So we'll set our burner to high, put our beans on the stove, let them come to a boil, remove from the heat, cover, and let them sit for 1 hour. All right, our beans have been sitting for an hour. Now we're gonna drain all the liquid off of these, put fresh water in it, and bring these back up to a boil and start the cooking process. So we put our beans back on the stove over high heat, add a little bit of salt to the water. I don't usually measure this. I just kind of eyeball it, wave my hand over the pot. Probably a couple of tablespoons, and this is reduced sodium salt scents. So this will come to a boil. We will reduce the heat and let these beans bubble away for about an hour, hour and 15 minutes until they are tender. Check the water every so often just to make sure that it's not getting too low. You don't want your beans to burn. Our beans have been bubbling away for about 45 minutes, so it's about time to mention meat. You can do this recipe with pretty much any ground meat of your choosing. Ground beef. I've used ground chicken before. Today, I've got some ground turkey, about a pound, and a pot. We're gonna insert some oil into the pot, insert the turkey into the pot with the oil, and let it all get brown. So we'll put our pot on medium-high heat, add some oil, and let that get warmified. And we will add our turkey and choppa till it's brown. I also checked on my beans and they were not bubbling quite as quickly as I would have liked, so I have taken their heat up to medium-high. So while the meat is getting nice and brown and the beans are bubbling away, it's time to bring in the last couple of ingredients to the party. We are going to need tomato sauce. This is a 15.5-ounce can, 15-ounce can of tomato sauce, and our patented world-famous spice blend from the first time we made this chili. 1 tablespoon or 3 teaspoons of seasoned salt, 2 teaspoons each of garlic powder, dried minced onion and cumin, and 1 teaspoon each of dried oregano, paprika, and chili powder. Ooh. So once the turkey is fully browned and sizzling away, we'll add in the tomato sauce and the spice blend. So our beans have been puttering away for about an hour. Our meat mix is done. Now it's time to put it all together. I'm gonna drain the beans and reserve the liquid, and you'll see why in a second. So we've drained our beans, added the meat mixture back in, and as you can see, there's not a lot of liquid going on yet in this chili. When we made it with canned beans, we had all of that lovely but sodium questionable liquid to put back in there. But what I like to do is add some of the liquid that we just cooked the beans in until the chili is a consistency I like. There we go, that has about 2.5 or 3 cups of the liquid added back in. And like I said, it's just personal preference, whatever you like. Just put this back over medium-high heat, let it come up to a boil, and just bubble and mix all those flavors together. So there you have it, rebooted black bean chili made from dry beans. They weren't so scary after all, were they? I like this consistency a lot. It's a little bit more of a soup. If you want to do a little bit thicker chili and not have to add flour or anything like that, you could take maybe a 1/4 cup or 1/2 cup of the beans once they're done. Take them to the side, mash them up, mix them back in there, and that'll help add some starch to it and thicken it up a little bit. But I think this is great. So hopefully you enjoyed the reboot of Foodie Friday. Lots more recipes and fun things coming. Stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. Become a Paromaniac today. And until next time, rock on.